That moment when you dream of rain and then you wake up and it's raining. Woo! Hello, my love. So it is raining super hard outside right now. I'm not going to say I made it rain, but I feel like I did because I really like to sleep to rain. So like last night I sang my little rain song and lit my little candle because I always sleep with a candle on. And then I put on rain sounds and I went to sleep thinking of the rain and being like, I love the rain so much. The rain is the best. And I woke up and it's like hella raining. And where I live, there was no forecast of rain yesterday. It was clear skies, so I'm not going to blame it on me. I think it's just good synchronicity, but still I'm super happy that it's raining. I wanted to tell you guys my karmatic partner story. So tell you where I was with my twin flame, or not my twin flame, but my karmatic before my twin flame. How I found out he was karmatic and all of that, because I feel like a lot of people don't understand the similarities between a twin flame and a karmatic partner. They think, oh, a karmatic partner is just going to be stamped on their forehead. I'm horrible for you. I'm bad for you. There's all these signs and symptoms that I'm not your twin, that I'm not your soulmate. No, actually, that's 100% wrong. There's all these signs and symptoms showing that, yeah, look, I'm good for you. I'm in your life. I should be your soulmate. I should be your twin. You should just cater to me and do all this crap for me. So I want to let you guys know where my life was and how I got into my karmatic partner and how I got out of that relationship and how long that took. And hopefully that'll shed some light on what's going on in your situation. When I first met my karmatic partner, I did not look at him and think, oh, look at that guy. I got to stay away from him. He's bad news. He's going to be all beeped up for me. No. I had just come from a physically abusive relationship. I had been with the person for like 3 or 4 years. We had gotten engaged, and then after we got engaged, everything changed, and he started being physically violent towards me. So he had been my high school sweetheart, for lack of a better term, and then as soon as I graduated and put that little... Well, I couldn't put the ring on because it was like literally that big and my fingers are tiny, so I wore it on a necklace. I don't think the ring was originally for me, honestly. That's okay, that's neither here nor there. But I couldn't get away from that person. And then when I finally did, I was very vulnerable. I had suffered physical abuse, I had suffered mental abuse, isolation, I was slightly Stockholm syndrome, I was missing my captor even though, well, my ex, but I mean, he was my captor as well. But I was missing him even though I was finally free and I finally didn't have to be afraid anymore. There was that part of me that was so used to it. I needed it in my life, kind of. So I was a very raw, vulnerable point in time when I met my twin. Not my twin, when I met my karmatic. Which, you know, when I first met him, I thought, oh, love of my life. I thought this is going to be my soulmate. This is going to be my forever man. That's literally what I thought when I got with him. So the night I met my karmatic, I was in a very raw state, like I had said. I didn't really have friends when I left my guy before him. I didn't have that social skills that you need to be a person. I just didn't. They weren't there. It wasn't like I didn't want them. I just didn't have them because I'd never been experienced to anything like that. So my mom's boyfriend at the time, his son was still living at home, and I had come to live with them. Well, he was like trying to be nice, take me around his friends and stuff. Well, I instantly was drawn to this one friend. He was like the ringleader. Let's call him H, okay? So I was drawn to H. He was the ringleader of the pack. He was the tallest. He was the funniest. He was the loudest. Everybody listened to him when he spoke up. He drank the most. He smoked the most. He liked to play pool. He liked to play darts. He liked to play cards. He liked to do stuff. Well, I had just come from a relationship where nothing happened. There was nothing happening. There was, that person gambled a lot, but that was it. That was their one thing that they did. So to me, this was fun. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to party. I never got to do that, you know? And I'm like 20 at this time, 20 turning 21. And then I was like, thinking, oh, well, I get to experience things, I get to go places, I get to do stuff, because he would go fishing, and he would do this, and he would do that, and I really, really enjoy all those things. So, for a little bit, at the beginning, it was normal. It was like a normal relationship. So, time goes on, I'm seeing this guy almost every single night, or every single day, at least for a couple hours, but usually for the better part of the day. I would go over late afternoon after they were awake. Everybody would start drinking. We'd party and drink all night, go home, go to bed, and then I'd wake up the very next day, do it all again. So we were seeing each other almost daily. if I didn't say, hey, what are you doing? He would call me and say, hey, what are you doing? And I really liked that he was like wanting me there and wanting me around him and wanting me to come participate with him. So then I'm like wondering about life. I'm like, oh, you know, this person had been so horrible to me, but now I have this person. This person is great. This person is fun. And I'm talking to him and I find out we have pretty much the same father. I mean, we don't have the same father, but I mean, they're both named the same thing. They both start with a B. They're both over, well, I mean, they literally had the same exact name, though. I mean, they had the same first name. And then they both were like 6'2". They both wore Carhartts all the time and steel-toed boots and either white or orange shirts. They both did electrical work. They both like drinking. They both like harder drugs. They both like whatever. And they were both Pisces. And they were born like a day from each other. So when I found out that his father was all the same things as my father, like legit all the same things as my father, other than in a different body, I thought, oh, this person, this is it. This is my soulmate. This is what people talk about. This is that unity. This is this is what people are talking about. They're talking about this. They're talking about, look at everything we have together. Look at everything we have in common. This is the only other person that can understand me because of all of this. Well, similarities can only get you so far because I'll tell you what, I stayed for years and years and years and years and years. I was with this person for 9 years of my life. 9 years of my life I will never get back. My youth, everything like that. During the first few years, I was in love with him so much. I would have done anything for him. He would have this way of yo-yoing me. Complete yo-yo. I would be the best thing in his life, his doll. I'm his doll. And he would hang it in front of me. And I love you so much. And he'd boink me or whatever he needed to do. And then I need some attention, I need some love. Guess what? It's not freaking there. He would be on his PlayStation playing 24/7. I am not kidding. There was one night I came out in nothing but glitter. I'm serious. Nothing but the shiny stuff. A little bit of that right there. And I was like, this way to a good time. And I like pranced around and shit. And he was on his thing and he's like, got his headphones on. He's like, yeah, maybe after this round. Okay, so 5 in the morning happened. He stumbles into bed, drunk as a skunk, trying to boink me. Do you think I was in the mood? Do you think I wanted anything to do with that? But do you think I did it anyways? Yeah, I did. Because I was trying to be the good girlfriend. The good girl. Good girls always do what their man wants, right? Well, fuck that, okay? Seriously. And by fuck that, I mean don't fuck that ever. So, yeah, and I got really resentful because I almost never am in the mood. Legit. I mean, with my twin, things are a lot different, but I suffered sexual abuse, and because of that, I know I look like a little Miss Sex Symbol at points in time, but nah, I am not the one thinking about, like, hey, let's go in the back room all the time. When I got with my Karmatic, though, that's exactly what our relationship was about. That's exactly what our relationship was about. I was the one who initiated it the first time. It was like the 3rd or 4th time we hung out. And I was like, so do you have your own room or do you share one with your brother? And he was like, oh, I have my own room. And I was like, can I see it? And I thought that was hella smooth. You know what I mean? Like a line from a movie or something. And so we had a sexual-based relationship. And I tried so hard to make myself want that and be into that because I thought that that's what created a good relationship with a man and a woman. I thought, oh, well, if you're, you know, always boinking each other, then you're going to have that good relationship or whatever the heck. But in reality, it just caused a resentment on my part because I wasn't getting what I needed out of the sexual end of it, and I wasn't getting what I needed out of the cuddles and attention end of it, and I wasn't getting what I needed out of the respect, conversation, intellectual end of it. So I really wasn't getting what I needed in this relationship in any way, shape, or fashion. The only thing I was getting was constantly high and drunk. I was smoking a lot, I was drinking a lot, and hey, I don't got anything against weed. You all know that. I love weed. Weed's fine. Weed is medicine if you use it properly and all of that. But this was not using it properly. This was smoking for the act of smoking. Smoking just to smoke, even though I just got high, even though we just drank, even though whatever. And that's different because in reality, I'm numbing myself. I'm dulling myself down. I'm not experiencing life. I'm not trying to experience the people in my life. I'm trying to dull my senses down and take myself and my mind down to a lower vibration level so that I'm not experiencing anything because I felt so low. I just wanted to stay low. And so the years go on. 2, 3 years by this point in time. I'm thinking, wow, longest relationship I've ever had. I'm sure he's going to want to marry me one day. I'm awesome to him. And when I say I'm awesome to him, I'm like this. My love, or my man, at that point in time, he was not my love, but I thought he was then, but man, do I know the difference now. But anyways, my man, I would make him food if he wanted food, whatever he wanted. However many things he wanted, it didn't matter. For breakfast, or for dinner, or for lunch, or for whatever, if he was going out, or whatever, I would make him like several burritos, and a sandwich, and whatever, and whatever, and whatever, and whatever, so that he could have whatever he wanted. More times than not, he would come home with a completely full lunch pail after had demanding that I made all those things for him, because he decided to go out to lunch. So I was waking up at 5 in the morning, I was getting his clothes into the dryer, I was making his lunch, I was making him hot breakfast, I was making his coffee. He was griping and yelling and being mean to me in the morning. About 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon, when he was almost about home, he would call me, apologize, tell me what he wanted for dinner. Then I would get on dinner. He would come home, he didn't want me to hug him, he didn't want me to hold his hand, he did not want me to kiss him, because he spent all day in a small area and he felt like too claustrophobic to do any of that. Plus, that's stuff I like. Why would he want to give me attention? All I did all day was slave for him and clean his house and make sure all of his shit was exactly like how he wanted. Take care of his fucking cats. So why give me anything? Yeah, I'm not bitter at all. No, I'm over it, but it's true. Like, these are like real things that happen. So, and this was like a daily thing, like a nightly thing, like a freaking yearly for like 9 years of my life I'll never get back thing. He really didn't want to kiss me or make out with me. He had a very short tongue anyways, so he didn't like doing that. And then if he was really, really drunk, like sloppy drunk, he would try to do that, but then he would hurt himself, and the next day I'd have to hear about how he hurt his tongue all night. It just was really, no. And see, this is the thing. I didn't have any examples of a good relationship in my life, ever, from anybody. I've never known a man and a woman to be kind to each other all the time, or to be sweet to each other, or be like movie-esque, or be any of that. It was always like the woman does for the man treats the woman however he feels like it, and the woman just sits there and complies, because that's how life is. And I was getting more than depressed, more than suicidal. So at the year 4 mark, I started having dreams about my Karmatic, and he was with a woman, and the woman had black hair with hot pink on one side and purple on the other, and it was short. And I kept having dreams that he was fucking around on me with this girl. And I'm thinking, ooh, you know, Well, this one time he was in the shower. I don't go through people's phones, but his phone went off. And it said this name, and it had a J. And I was like, oh, who is this female calling my boyfriend that I've been with for 3 years now? So, I ask him when he gets out. He's, oh, don't worry about that. That's just an old roommate. She's just my friend. And don't worry, she has kids. I'd never do anything with her. So he keeps going out of his way, right? But I had this feeling. Something is nagging in the back of my head, telling me there's more, there's more, there's more. He had a habit of taking off to San Jose at the drop of a hat after work, not telling me anything and being gone for a week. He would come back with his hair completely different. Cut, dyed, whatever. He said he had a friend in San Jose who did hair. Okay. All right, well, I'm still not buying any of this. So, Christmas is coming around, and I have a friend who turned 21, and I wasn't 21 yet. Even though I was drinking, I couldn't go to the bar because I wasn't actually 21. So everybody goes, including my boyfriend. My mom's boyfriend, his son, decides to come home with a little present for me. He took pictures while he was at the bar, and he took pictures of the girl I had been dreaming about. Yeah, I mean, her hair and everything. And she was on my boyfriend's lap, making out with him. And apparently they went off into the freaking, the place together, the bathroom, and did some things. So anyways, I'm pissed, I'm livid, I break up with him. I'm like, fuck you, go to hell, die painfully, go to hell, and burn. But as Karmatics are, almost the second that happens, I get this clench in my heart. I'm like, fuck, I lost him. I lost the love of my life. I've got to get him back. So then I'm like fighting with him to try to get him to want me. And then I'm like, and then he's writing, hey, this and that. And then it's this back and forth thing. And we end up fucking each other and then getting back together. Great, right? Because that's what I needed in life. And then basically this is a monthly, bi-monthly, 3 months, every 3 months, you go through this. We break up, we fight like cats and dogs for 2-3 days, and we're back together. sometimes he won't stop leaving me alone. He can't leave me alone, and I finally give in. Sometimes I won't leave him alone, and then he gives in. But it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for years, for years, for years. When I found out that he cheated on me, I was like done. I was so done. My heart broke. I didn't want him in my life anymore at all, at all, at all. When he finally decided, oh, hey, the girl I am screwing in San Jose is in San Jose and I want to screw somebody here in town, he called me. And I'm naive and dumb and thinking he really cares and this and that. So I ended up getting back with him. Christmas, like I said, was around the corner. And he has me clean his room for him all the time. Like, he'll go to work. He's like, clean my room while I'm gone. Okay. So I cleaned his room. I found a Christmas present, thinking, oh my God, he thought about me already. And it's nice, and it's got Ed Hardy paper, which means it's Ed Hardy in there, like perfume or something, right? This is back when I wore perfume and not just oils. And I opened it up and look at the thing, and it says to Jay. No. Not me. Not to me. So he comes home, his room is spotless. I let him take a little bit of time, and I'm like, yeah, so, motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, I broke up with her, but I wanted to get her something for Christmas because I don't want her to be sad. And I'm like, well, someone's going to be sad, all right? So you better choose right freaking now who it is. So, of course, he's like, well, you can have it then. And I don't know. So anyways, he gave me the stupid perfume. I'm begrudgingly wearing it. The creepy part is, I already had that exact bottle of perfume. That means that he bought the smell I wear for his other girl. Yep. That's what he did. He bought my smell for his other fucking bitch. Probably so that when he goes and sleeps with her, he doesn't come home smelling like someone else. He's a thinker. He's a thinker. Time goes on. I'm like, I can't do this. I thought I loved him, but I couldn't love him anymore. I did not love him the way I used to love him before I found out he cheated on me. So, I'm like, okay, we got to break up. And then right after I did that, he told me he was dying of a tumor, a brain tumor, and he only had a year to live. And could I just stay with him until he died? Now, funny backstory on that, 3 days prior, my manager at work told me how her brother got diagnosed with some sort of terminal illness, and his wife left him, knowing he only had 3 months to live. Literally only 3 months to live. I said that is the most effed up thing I have ever heard, that if I loved somebody and I was with them and I found out they were terminally ill, that would be the time I'd be with them the most, that I would give them the most love, and that any woman who found out her man was dying and then abandoned him is the most horrible person on earth. I said that. So then he wasn't around when I said that. This is just the way the universe works. The universe is always listening. So he passes out. He goes to the hospital. They find out his tumor's back. Now, when he was a little kid, he had a tumor removed from his ear or his brain like 9 different times. And it kept growing back, growing back, and growing back. But it had been so long since he had gone to check. Whatever. So, I believed it. I believed it because I knew that he had had him in the past. So I bit my lip and I sucked up my courage and I just stayed in there. I stayed in there 3-4 more years. He didn't die. He's still alive. As a matter of fact, he's screwing one of my ex-best friends who used to date my father. So, yeah, he's alive and well and everything's fine. So, anyways, where is he now in life? That's a good point. Okay, so I stayed the 3-4 more years. What made me leave was this. I was so sad all the time. When I tried to hurt myself, and him and my friend were so concerned about what I would do, or what they would do with my stuff afterwards. We don't want to have to deal with your stuff after you die. That's so rude of you. At least get rid of it first if you're going to kill yourself. Do something. Blah, 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 blah. That's literally what they said. They weren't worried about me. They were worried about what are they going to be burdened with after I'm gone. That was legit. I started having dreams of the woman who was dating my father, sleeping with my boyfriend, and we all lived in the same house, 2 years before I left. And then my dad left the next year, and then the dreams of him and her got more and more and more. And he was always telling me how gross she was, how disgusting she was, how she looked like a deflated balloon. How could my father have sex with her? Have you seen her in a bikini? He would go on and on and on and on. We'd go to his friend's house. Everybody would make fun. She would be like, he would be leading the freaking parade on that too. He'd be like, oh, she's so gross. She's so stupid. She's so blah, blah, blah. She did this idiot thing. She did this thing. She did that thing. And it was like over and over and over. I felt guilty, but I went along with it because I did. I went along with it. I'm not going to say I was a good person then. No, I'm a lot different now than I was then. I made fun too. I did. I went right along with it. I said, yeah, she's so dumb, blah, blah, blah. You know, if she ever listened or blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to lie. That's exactly what I did. And, but I believed him that he thought she was gross because he was always the one heading the game on that. He was always the one coming up with it. He would hear her coughing in the morning and be like, ugh, you know, and he would like, you know, walk into the bathroom and remark about what her bathroom and just like everything about her, you know, he told me grossed her out. In reality, that was all fucking bullshit because he's with her now. Okay. He's with her now. He's with her today. So apparently it was bullshit, but I don't know. So anyways, I keep having these dreams. I keep having these dreams. I keep having these dreams and I keep trying to hurt myself and they don't care. But it's almost his 30th birthday. So I'm like, fuck, I got to do something for his birthday. So 2 or 3 months before his birthday, I started getting things together. I threw him a Ninja Turtle birthday party. And he gets shittier and shittier the closest to his birthday it gets. So I was dealing with his bad attitude and smiling and not playing along, just being like, okay, honey, you know, to everything he said, no matter what he said, which was throwing him off track and confusing him a little bit because he's like, wait a second, you're supposed to fight back. And I'm like, yeah, I can't right now. I'm trying to not hate you because I've worked for 2 fucking months on your birthday party. So anyways, birthday party is like this. We had a 10x10 that I had redecorated into a dojo. I had a 3-layered cake with Ninja Turtle fondant and then popping out. I had written happy birthday H on rice paper in Japanese and hung it. I had made a Circle of Death, which is a card game. I had made the cards, laminated them, and everything. Blacklight, which is a drinking game. Made the cards myself, okay? All 52 of them. Had these, like, hanging, glowing, like, orbs of, like, craziness. I made a cutout of Shredder. I had Master Splinter. I had the little hog guy. I had Hello Pizza. We had test tubes of Ninja Turtle alcohol in test tubes. We had all kinds of hors d'oeuvres. We had the Ninja Turtle heads carved out with the glow sticks in them. We had a culvert pipe with smoke coming out of it and green light. We had a wall backdrop that looked like we were in a sewer. We had a piñata of Shredder filled with mini boos, like little baby boos. And I think we had condoms, and I think we had big full-size candy in there, like big king-size like Snickers and Reese's and all that. Because it was an adult birthday party. So in an adult birthday party, you need different things, right? So that's what we had in our piñata. And I mean, it was an epic night. I dressed like a geisha. I got his friend from San Jose, who's actually his friend who he hadn't seen in like 5 years to come. I had like his friend from Hawaii come. I had all these people come. It was the best, most epic party I've ever thrown in my entire life. The very next morning, he wakes me up by kicking me in the side and saying, I guess cleaning wasn't in your agenda today. Because he was mad because I didn't screw him that night because there was so many people there and my friends spent the night too because my friends came and they bought him all kinds of gifts and they did whatever and he literally didn't pay any attention to me all night and we all went to bed at like 6 in the morning and I mean he woke me up at like 8 in the morning, maybe 10, but the thing was he had zero gratitude. This much. Zero. Okay, none, right? None. No gratitude. And he was like, all right, that was the last straw for me. I'm like, if I went out of my way like this and you can't be grateful, we're done. We're fucking done. We're done, like we're done, like we're done, like we're done. I slept on the couch every day until I left. When I left my animals there. That I have to go still over there and see them and see her and see all of that because my animals live there. And I'm so grateful that they take care of them. And I'm so grateful that my animals are safe and that they've got a safe place to be. But I don't like it at all. I don't like them being there. I don't like me having to go there. I don't like any of it. She complains to me all the time. Oh yeah, they're officially together, by the way. Now, the woman that I had the dream with the second time around, who used to date my father, yeah, she's with him now. And she complains to me about the same exact things I've complained about for the last, like, what, 9-10 years when we were together. Literally, the same exact things. He doesn't give her birthday presents. He doesn't give her attention except to screw her. He talks down to her. He, whatever. So anyways, so that's exactly where they are. When I first got into my Karmatic, did I think it was a Karmatic? No. No way in hell. I thought, I'm going to love this person. He's going to love me. He's so much better because he doesn't hit me. But I'll tell you what, I'll take physical abuse over verbal abuse any day of the week, because verbal abuse sticks with you and physical abuse is like, the pain's only there for a little bit. And I know both kinds very, very well. And I would definitely, I mean, I'd have none. None is fine too. I like none. I have none with my twin. He's nice to me and he's nice to me. But, I mean, it happens. So I guess the point of this whole story was I wanted to tell you my karmatic story, because it's important so you know you're not alone. This doesn't just happen to you. This happens to all sorts of women, all sorts of men. And the thing about it is you try to get away from that person and it's like a spring. They spring you back. But every time you come back to them, the second you're with them again, you're like, fuck, I need to get out. And then the second you get out, you're like, oh my God, I need him in my life. So, I mean, it's a yo-yo like that, but you have to decide for yourself, look at the good and look at the bad. What is really outweighing what here? And for me, the times I was sad and the times I was crying and the times that I was, you know, wanting to hurt myself and nobody cared, they way outweighed the bad. And this one time I was outside by myself and I swear I saw the man in black, which I have the man in black stories all over the place. And it could be a shadow person, it could be whatever. But he was sitting in this car that was broken down in the backyard. And I'd run out there. I forget for what reason. I was just really, really mad. And I was waiting for H to come out and see me. Because I thought, you know, well, you know, he really upset me. He's going to care. The man in black in the car, the shadow person, said he will never come looking for you. Ever. And I was like, oh, I rebuke you. You're horrible. It's not true. No, it was true. That thing was there to help me. Because he was trying to tell me, look, honey, he's not going to come for you. He's never going to come help you. He's never going to come do anything good for you. You need to save yourself. So when I left with a little bag. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything. I had a friend who was willing to let me crash on her couch. That's what I had. And that was 5 years ago, going on 6. It'll be 6 this January. So, yeah. My dogs still live over there. My getting myself together so that I could get them back did not happen as quickly as I thought it would. And that's something that's probably my only regret I have in life. But at the end of the day, I can't let that be a regret, because I know had I stayed, I would not be any better off. I would be worse off by a long shot. I would have continued to drink. I would have continued to be abused, and I would continue to abuse. I mean, I went both directions. I would get mad and I would make sure that everybody felt my wrath. I really would. So, it's gonna be okay. If you're with somebody and you're like, wow, this person is my twin, but they always treat me like shit, and they always make me feel bad, and they bring me to the highest peak and then they drop me to the lowest point, and then they bring me to the highest peak and they drop me to the lowest point. I'm sorry to tell you, you've never met your twin. You met your karmatic partner. And they feel like a twin. They do. They feel just like a twin, but they're not. They're a fucking karmatic. And you might be like, for sure mine's a twin. Okay, then tell me the facts. Do they treat you like shit most of the time, or do they treat you great most of the time? I don't care what the answer is. It's up to you. This is your life. This is your life path. I'm just trying to help open the eyes for you, okay? I'm just trying to help show you the difference, because I was so certain I was going to spend the rest of my life with H. I was so certain that H was the person I needed to be with. I was so certain that I had to bend over backwards and be what I needed to be for this person. And guess what? They were so far away from my twin. My twin, the second I saw this man, boom, it slapped me in the face. And it wasn't, I mean, I got that hit when I was with H, but this is different. This is different. And the things about him, the tattoos, his eye, everything. I mean, not that he had tattoos, but what the tattoos were, the earrings. He had too many symbols on him. Just way too many for him not to be who he was. And once you know that true twin, whew, there's no going back. And it doesn't matter who you try to think of, you're only going to think about them. It doesn't matter what you try to do, you're only going to want to do them. And yeah, so there's that. I hope this helped clear stuff up. I really appreciate you guys so, so much. Please like and subscribe. To the person who won the labradorite necklace, please get to me this week. If you don't get to me by this week, I'm going to have to bump you down, and I'm going to have to draw a new name, because there are lots of people who could really use this necklace. But Kathy, you're number one on here, so please contact me if you can, and let's get that out. And everybody else, if I don't hear from her by next week, I'm redrawing. So if your name was in the original pile, you're getting drawn again. If you're a new subscriber, you'll be put in a separate drawing because I will do a different drawing for, I think, an oil next month. I'll do an oil next month. So, that's what we're doing. And please like and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. Please help me. I am not viral in any sense of the word. I've got one that's like 1K, 1,000 views, and it's my labradorite video, and I'm so excited about that. And I would definitely like more of those if that could possibly ever happen. And I love you all so much. I think I said that a million times already, but that's okay. Talk to you later. Bye.